where a murdering mind like his takes him.
Then you ain't gonna stop him with your words.
Mabie looks at the gun, looks at the architect, clinging to the pole. She thinks. Then she makes a decision. She puts the gun into her pocket and starts to exit.
Well, hell, Maybelline Beatrice. Looks like you choose to be a murderer after all. Good for you. You all come round to being murderers eventually. Can't be helped.
Yes, I am a murderer, Kane. But I ain't ever gonna come around on it. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life hating myself for it, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my life hating you. You and your stupid, insolent trigger finger for making me into one. When the rain comes again, when the coyotes and the prairie vapors leave, and when you get sick of choking on your industrialized smoke coming out of your industrialized factories up there in Tuscahogee, and you come crawling back here in search of clean, fresh air and a nice, spacious place to put your feet up, I'd suggest you think twice. Because if you ever dare come back here to this place, I was gonna shoot you right between the eyes, without even thinking.
Then, turning, exiting.
Bye, Kane.
Don't call me Kane, maybe.
She stops, turns,
Bye, Christopher.
turns back, exits, leaving the architect behind, a bloody, beaten, crumpled mess.
No use looking for answers. Answers ain't never worth the pain they take to find.
Shut up.
Best learn how to live with questions.
Shut up.
Can't shut up. Gotta keep asking questions. Can't do nothing else. Asking questions is the only thing that keeps somebody from chasing after answers.
Ain't we asked enough questions? We've been around this place 10,000 years. Ain't we past a point of asking questions? Ain't we ready for a few answers? Ain't we ready for a few solutions? Ain't we ready for a bit of action?
Already found the solutions. Didn't last. Didn't last. Didn't last. Back to the questions.
Then we come up with new solutions. We come up with better solutions. We abandon our old wives' tales and our antiquated anecdotes and our rambling riddles, and we start taking action.
Body can't live with the worlds it was. Certainly ain't gonna be able to live with the worlds it will be. Once the wills becomes the ones it was again, worlds it will be always comes the worlds it was sooner or later.
Not this time. This time's gonna be different. This time we build a world made out of concrete and industrialized steel. And ain't nothing but a firestorm from the heavens is ever gonna tear down concrete and industrialized steel.
Then firestorms from the heavens is what we'll get.
This time's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work if people just have a little faith. Just a little faith that it can change, that it can get better. Because it can get better, old man. Oh, yes. It can get better. We gotta make it better. We gotta make it better for everyone.
It's been better before, it's worked before, still don't last.
Not if we keep moving. Not if we keep pushing. Not if we stop listening to the naysayers and the critics and the goddamn waiting placers who sit around spitting out the same stupid poisonous lies they've been spitting out since the beginning of time.
Silence from the old man.
The stupid, senile simps who don't do nothing but stand around all day telling the doers and the changers that they wasting their time. Who turn whole generations of bodies into idle idiots who go on to do nothing but die worthless and forgotten in the dust because they weren't never offered any other option.
All bodies end up in the dust eventually. No way around it. Body can't go upward, so its only place is to go downward.
I ain't going down. I ain't dying a lonesome, worthless death in the dust. I ain't never gonna let no one else die worthless alone in the dust. I'm gonna build intro states and skyscrapers that move upwards and upwards and upwards, and I ain't gonna stop till God Almighty pulls me down by the stumps of my thrashing, bleeding ankles.
Can't build skyscrapers if you ain't got fingers.
And the architect snaps. He lunges at the old man, knocking him to the ground. He tries to wrap his fingers around the old man's throat, but can't because, again, He doesn't have fingers. He resorts to simply wailing on the old man with his bloody stumps. He then gets up and starts kicking the old man. The old man doesn't react to this.
You don't tell me what I can't do. No, ain't no one tell me what I can't do. Ain't no one ever tells me what I can't do.
He stomps on the old man's head.
There ain't nothing I can't do. There ain't nothing.
He stomps again.
You hear me?
Stomp.
Nothing. There ain't nothing.
Stomp.
I
Stomp.
can't
Stomp.
do.
Stomp! The architect lets out a deep, guttural exhale. He stands over the body of the old man, heaving. Then, through the silence, in the distance, a train whistle blows. The architect looks up, out towards the sound, toward the audience at the same spot the old man was looking at the start of the play. As he does this, a dust cloud begins to form at the back of the stage and creeps slowly downstage towards him. He turns around, sees this, looks back at the spot in the audience. The voice of Arthur A. Rutterton once again fades in on a radio.
And I am telling you today that you must not lose hope, that you must not back down, that you must keep faith. Faith, I say, that the will of the people will prevail.
Another train whistle. Closer now. The architect panics, pulls the old man's body, and starts to drag it back towards the darkened ticket window.
Your will, each and every one of you, which now, in your miserable and mud-soaked state, in your blood-battered fury, burns brighter, burns hotter, burns angrier than ever before. Your will, which burns, burns, burns in your heavy heart.
Another train whistle. Now we can hear the wheels and engine pumping too as the locomotive rapidly chugs its way towards the station. The architect tries to heave the old man's body over into the ticket window, but he can't get a good enough grip onto it to get it over. Again, no fingers.
Burns in your feeble feet, burns in your tear-soaked eyes, burns in your shaking steel fist, which the stuffed senators and picket-pocketing plutocrats demand you keep stored so kindly and respectfully in your pockets, where their wrathful light cannot disturb the pleasant darkness. For a candle cannot burn where it is buried beneath a bushel.
Another train whistle. More engine puffing, louder. The dust storm moves closer, begins to cover the depot. The architect drags the body back center stage, flips open his trunk, and shoves it inside. The dust is now so thick, nothing on stage can be seen, save for the architect sitting center alone with his trunk.
But I am telling you today that you are not candles anymore. You are torches, and a bushel cannot stand over a blazing torch. So let your torches burn. Let them blaze a trail through your cornfields, through your main streets, all the way to those gold-gobbling gorgons in the mansions on Bond Avenue and the chambers on Senator Hill, and let the flames forever singe into the pages of history that fires of the forgotten burning high enough, hot enough on the earth below will never be quenched by the deluges of the decadent.
A train whistle screeches, deafening. A bright white light flashes onto the architect, and the lights go black.